When it comes to working out what's going on with all the space on your Mac, the built-in tools aren't very good. Because of this, we need to use a third-party tool, and my favorite one to use is Disk-Drill. If you jump to the description or simply type in disk-drill.com, you will go straight to the website. This is a free app. It does have paid services, but they look much more at data recovery versus accessing data that's very easy to see. And that's why this part of their product is free, and so we're going to use it because it does a great job. Once you've installed it, if you start it up, it will look something like this. Jump over to cleanup, and then you will see all the hard drives available on your machine that you've got plugged into it, but you probably will have data being the one that you want to look at. Just work out whichever one is your Mac, click on it, and start the scan. This is then going to blast through everything on your computer and see what's using up your space, and it's going to put the heaviest usage at the top. I'm not going to dig through my files because it's going to be completely different to you, but this should really help you target where those gigabytes are getting used. If you've gone through this and you're still a little bit sus as to where space is going, I might have a solution for you. If you open up storage, we can see there's a bit that Mac do that kind of makes data mysterious, and that is the system data. You can see I've got 80 odd gigs here. Oh no, 40 gigs here, which is just system data. Now this is effectively the operating system sort of caching data for certain things, and if this is extremely high, it's likely that you have some kind of cloud database setup where you're syncing with something like Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, the usual. If you find this is very high, go to whatever program you're using and go to the offline files and see what kind of caching is being used up. What I found with looking at this in Google Drive and then the Disk-Drill results was that I seem to have this weird thing where Google Drive was keeping a copy of all its data, and then this cloud storage thing that Apple's integrated seems to keep its own copy as well. So I'm effectively using twice as much space for any third-party application that is storing data on the machine. I've had discussions with both Apple and Google about this, but both of them kind of blamed it on each other and no one wanted to give me a working solution, so I don't think this is anything that's going to go away anytime soon. This was actually a huge issue for my workflow at the time. When they did this update, it offloaded the cache data of about 6 or 7 terabytes off my local SSD for Google Drive, and I just had to start again effectively with how I was managing my whole workflow with no warning from Google or Apple. But I do now have 3 solutions, none of which are perfect, but they do work. The first is that you move over to iCloud, which I'm sure is what Apple is trying to achieve out of the situation. The second is that you stop using the Drive client that automatically syncs stuff, and you just use the web browser so that you just download, use the files that you need, delete them when you don't need them, and upload them when you want them on the cloud. But that's obviously also not ideal. The solution I have had is that I've actually moved over to a Synology NAS. This is a step that I really recommend as soon as you go above 5 terabytes of cloud storage anyway. But what this enables me to do is use the NAS via Cloud Sync to download and synchronize all the folders from Google Drive that I want. And then I use Synology's Drive client to synchronize those to my computer. I've personally found Synology's software to work way better than Google Drive software. Their Cloud Sync works much faster, I get faster downloads straight to my NAS, and then the Drive client also seems to work much better. As well as being faster, it enables me to choose where I'm storing my cache, which means I can have it on my 8 terabyte hard drive again, which means I basically have my old system back, where the files that I want that are stored on my NAS are locally available to me as I'm traveling about and doing things, and I can keep that perfect one folder system that is backed up and safe all the time. So long as I have an internet connection, everything new that I add is slowly getting added to my NAS back at home. I hope this video has been really helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I always like to do my best to help you out, but otherwise, see you soon.
It starts right here.